Hello friends, hello, I'm Ozan Kirkbey. Welcome to my astrology channel. We are starting the weekly astrology reviews and analyses together. Today is Friday. However, because in how many languages is it being done around? And it is presented to the whole world so that everyone can access astrology in every language. People interested in astrology in every language, so that they can benefit from this information. For now, friends, next Friday, this week is coming to an end. We are starting with the end of the Venus retrograde next weekend. On Monday, in fact, not from Monday, of course, on Sunday, Venus is in a stationary position but starts moving forward. Now, first, reverse movement, stopping in reverse movement, in forward movement. Transition. Forward movement. Now, it turns, slows down, stopped. But this time it needs to move into the forward movement phase. There are two S's, one stationary S and one moving S. There is also giving S again, giving S. Exactly. The S while turning, the S while turning. The planet, there's nothing to be done about it. Exactly. So this is how retro works. Let's say that from the start. Now, next week, at the beginning of next week, as I said, it starts with the end of Venus's retro movement and the completion of the retro movement. And the Saturn conjunction is still stable. The moon next week. First, it will be in Scorpio. Transformation energy, also known as Pluto. It will pass through Sagittarius. Acceleration and learning. Because Sagittarius equals both transformation after philosophy and learning and transformation, Moon Scorpio transformation. Then applying what they have learned from transformation to life. Mayday, Mayday. And this will be a fast-flowing stream because the moon will be in Sagittarius. Finally, at the end of next week, the moon will move into Capricorn. It will move into Capricorn. As you know, the ruling planet of Capricorn is Saturn. Educational. Now you are learning in Sagittarius. You are applying what you have learned to life. Saturn is teaching you. You are applying to life what you have learned in Sagittarius. Yes. You are making it a lifestyle and applying it to life. But there is a situation like this. It's beneficial to mention it from the start. Because although Pluto is very small planetarily, its effect is much greater than many planets. Because it has a zodiac journey of 16 to 21 years. And it moves very slowly. Its gravitational pull is very high. Exactly. Now, this is the month for the upcoming week. By the end of the week, it started moving towards Aquarius. And on Monday, we will be in Aquarius. Now, today is Friday, not the upcoming Monday, but the Monday after that. Exactly. By the end of the upcoming week, when the moon enters Capricorn, we will have already moved towards the center of its gravitational pull. But next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, will start to get tight. Energy. Because you are starting to move towards Pluto's gravitational field. So where is Pluto? Aquarius. Fixed energy. Air element is also a fixed element. Fixed sign. And the number one ruling planet is Saturn. Now, imagine Pluto is there. You are coming into its gravitational field. Coming. You are feeling constricted. Why are you feeling constricted? Because Pluto is in Aquarius. If Pluto were in Libra, you wouldn't feel constricted. Because it's cardinal, but Aquarius has Uranus behind it. You need to move towards surpassing yourself in a disciplined manner. And Uranus. It will be a week where you go along with it. Next week, you start moving towards it, staring right into its eyes. Moon in Scorpio. both the energy of transformation in Pluto's, the energy flow in Aquarius, and the transformation of Taurus in Uranus of Aquarius. Our systems, along with our minds, are steadily transforming. Until when? Until the time Uranus moves into Gemini. From there, we will move out of the system and transition to social media and the digital realm. But next week, initially, we will connect to emotionality. We might even connect to symbolism. Why? Because of Scorpio. That's why we might tense up in our relationships. It's beneficial to mention this in advance. Pluto. Because it's in Aquarius, I will now also enter the pursuit of my rights. We are heading towards the period we will enter Gemini. 2 days next week, we are entering here. After that, the moon moves into Sagittarius. During that constriction period, how much the mind opened, how much the soul transformed, it will all be gathered together, and the moon will be in Sagittarius. Now, what have you learned from this constriction? What have you learned from the transformation? With the opportunities of the moon in Sagittarius, along with Jupiter's opportunities. Convey it to your life. Because at the end of the week, you will unite with that pure reality. You have learned these things. These are what you have kept hidden. Why? The moon is in Capricorn. These are what you have kept hidden. These are what you have kept hidden. Both what you have hidden from yourself, what you have hidden from others, and what others have hidden from you. Pure reality and transformation. This is what remains. This is what remains. Whatever you have done. Pure reality, whatever it is. Routinely, realities that penetrate your soul. Like when you say, this at the moment. The only thing left exposed is this, if you are going to say, the state ahead of us. And with this, you will continue to transform. Accordingly, be informed. Now, chaotic energy, double chaotic. Both Pluto's chaos and Uranus's chaos. Now, friends with sun sign and ascendant sign, Aries. Next week you are entering from the 8th house. Sun and sign, rising sign Aries. Ruler is Scorpio. How much can you give of yourself? 8th house. Also the house of managing other people's resources. And Pluto, since it is progressing in your 11th house, next week is now. Time for reconciliations, final confrontations, and then a time to move forward and gradually reach a level of understanding. I now realize how my life has changed. Now it's time to shape my own desires, my own space of freedom, my place in society. Dear Aries Ascendant. Exactly. In the 8th house. This is first achieved through the resources of others and in relationships. Harsh confrontations. Now, the 8th house. We're starting from there right off the bat. From there it moves to Sagittarius. The storm and the calm before the storm. The storm and the calm before the storm. Finally, when the moon enters your 10th house, the career house, your career house might cause you pain in the coming week, especially in an emotional sense. You might feel hurt. You may face some truths in the current sense of your life. You carry the reckoning of this into your emotional life. You might feel even more pain, but remember, Pluto gives you strong resilience in your 11th house. No matter what you do, your chances of staying strong are very high. But for this, you also need to confront yourself. For that, you need to confront yourself as well, along with the revelation of some hidden events. Because Venus has come out of retrograde. Mercury has moved into the shadow phase. Venus will exit retrograde into that shadow phase. After that, it will pass through the shadow phase. But since it's in the 12th house, along with the revelation of hidden events, conflicts, forgotten things, all will come together. A reality as clear as a pure cover will emerge. You have to confront that reality. But pray, Pluto is in your 11th house, which is supporting you You have to use this support to the fullest. Jupiter is in your mental house, in the third house, already giving you creativity. Mars, being in Cancer, situations like directly confronting or not being able to confront, even looking for escape routes, might come up next week. However, as I said, Pluto is starting to move towards a conjunction with the Moon at the beginning of the following week. There, go, tense up. Tense up, tense up. How long can you endure? That is the question. How long can you endure? There, inevitably, a thing. A breaking point, a point of explosion will start to form. Be aware of this in the coming week. This explosion will be directly proportional to how seriously you confront yourself. We spoke to Mr. Ascendant next week. Let's come to now, Mr. Taurus Halves. Mr. Taurus Halves, you are entering the week with significant opportunities. You are entering with significant opportunities. Serious work and serious relationships, you know. Venus, your ruling planet, is coming out of retrograde. In the 11th house, you can find very good opportunities from outside. It depends which on how. You will take advantage of these opportunities. Look, it won't come again. According to that, it won't come again. You evaluated IT. You evaluated at the beginning of the week. With the click, click, click as it comes out of the menu. Emotional opportunities, flirtatious opportunities, commercial opportunities you can obtain. Pluto in the 10th house in life supports you in your stance. Use that as an advantage. And this, in this tight process, you have your entire purpose because you are the Taurus man. Taurus is strong from below, no matter how much Pluto in Aquarius tries. Since the base of Taurus is strong, the advantage will come from here. And think, Pluto is in Aquarius, but in Taurus's 10th, in your home, in your career home. What was the career house? The stance in life. Hey, life, this is who I am stance. Now, when you find opportunities related to it, with the support of Venus and Mercury's conjunction, it brings purity. Everything to you. That purity is you. Review your old habits and past life. Next week. In the middle of the week, the Moon in Sagittarius will bring support from others' resources. On top of this, both external support, opportunities, and support from here while managing others' resources. Finally, the last moon at the end of next week. In Capricorn. Has it moved into Capricorn? Imagine a vast, boundless land. What you will do is entirely luck. Think of it like a game. A vast, boundless land in there. Bonus, 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 bonus. There are opportunities in the void. How will you evaluate them? Evaluating them is something entirely dependent on your creativity. Dear Taurus, these will go as opportunities in flirting and as opportunities in business. On that land, how will you evaluate this? Entirely up to you. It will give you a ghost and do it, dear Taurus. Ghost and do. Transformations will seem harsh to others. Pray for that moment and filter it. You will act based on that anyway. Mayday, mayday. Even in the name of the Great Shadow. Your vow. Next week, quite glory. In a commercial sense and an emotional sense, you will choose and create, but then you won't complain. I don't want it to be like this. You did it. You did it. In fact, the people in front of you will be in a more difficult situation than you. There, it doesn't depend on how much you can manage the situation or how much you want to give of yourself. Let's move on to Gemini for now. What is the situation with Gemini? What is it? Not. Yes, Gemini. You will progress. With daily routines at the Scorpio cusp this week. The 6th house, health, there are tensions. Strong tensions in health. Reason. The ruler of the 6th house is Virgo. There is a Pluto flow, and it may cause tensions There, it may cause tensions. Quarantine might come into play, just so you know. There is a solid transformation in your daily routines. Events will keep turning and turning and turning. So it will progress in an uncertain manner throughout the week. But in the middle of the week, while the moon is in your sign, serious decisions will be expected from you. Both an uncertain flow, but also a seriousness expected from you. Now, how do I show the seriousness of the initial period? I want you to be serious in the initial period, but I can transform at any moment. I can transform my twins, my son, just like my twins. Based on what? That 250 is nice. Based on what? Do you want this based on these events? But you are uncertain. Let it be. Let it be. Your serious work and serious relationships, the house is not theirs. What then with them? Is your transformation serious? Because Pluto will pressure the 9th house. And to the extent that you don't make those serious decisions, it will pressure you intensely. What will you do at the end of the week? When the moon comes to your sign of opportunity, no shaking or managing, because Venus and Mercury both have come out of retrograde for you. Yours, your career house. If you're working, don't do it. You'll bear the consequences. You will start to become as changeable as your surroundings. And if you can't show that clarity, their flow is different. This is yours. This is what I am talking about. That's why clarity will be sought in your relationships as well. In your commercial life too, tangible data will be sought. And you won't have the chance to postpone this because the sun, in its 11th house, then you will wait for its transformation. That transformation won't come because you weren't clear if you are not. And to the extent you are, you will also receive transformation, whether it's your relationships or somewhere else. Whether you're concluding in commercial give and take balances or in your school or university, it doesn't matter. It makes no difference at all. You need to adapt to this. In the house of values, first and foremost, Cancers. What you do will already come back to you as value. If you don't, what place are you talking about? Attention. Exactly. There's nothing you can do about it. If there were, the shop would be yours. If there were, the shop would be yours. There's nothing you can do. Now, let's move on to Cancer Ascendants. Cancer Ascendants, this week is an interesting week. You know, when a part of our body is injured, you're waiting for it to heal. And there's a scabbing process where you're not sure if it's healed or not. Look, now it's scabbed over here, but has it healed? Now, if I pick at it, what if it starts bleeding again? That moment of picking, the scab transformation moment, dear Cancers, is this week. And the event is in Scorpio, in your first house. It will take place in the house of creativity. And in the process, that follows, what kind of life do you want in your emotional life? What kind of life do you want in your commercial life? Act accordingly. A necessary week. I will live like this from now on. I will live like this from now on. I will experience my sudden emotions like this. I will live my commercial life like this. You should avoid sudden reactions. A week where you need to hurry and make decisions. Take your time to digest what you will do in your life and move towards making that decision. Because the moon, in Scorpio, in the house of Beshtuan's responsiveness, what is the topic? Pets, flirts, hobbies, and children. Everything is coming together. Everything is coming together. Venus in the 9th house, the meaning of my life in my life. International Gemini and Ascendant Academic Educator. The house of home and the house of opportunities. It is coming out of retrograde there, starting to move forward. At the beginning of the week in the 5th house of Scorpio, what do you want to include in this? What do you want to include? I want this. The week when you can say that. That is important. You will pass from there to the moon in Sagittarius. How much can the event be connected internationally? The organization that the sixth house will do, how much can what you want be connected internationally? The higher your dreams are, progress accordingly. But let's not lose our connection with reality. Because at the end of the week, bam, madness will come. The moon is in Capricorn. And one house, head in Capricorn, is Triton in Aquarius. What's up, Virgo? All right, we're hanging out. You're hanging out, but where are you hanging out? Just hanging out won't do. Be serious. I'm in Aquarius. Saturn is beside me. If you're really sure and serious, do it. If you're really sure and serious, do it, because the following week, Saturn is with me. Next to it is Mercury, your communication style. It's A. You can't say I didn't mean it that way. And yet my values are higher than these values. I found them more valuable in my dreams. If you had acted according to it back then last week, this week, if you had acted according to it, fruit. The sun is in your 10th house, my friend. In the house of career. It's saying it loud and clear there. Do whatever you want. Do whatever you want. Do whatever you want. I am in the 11th house. I will also give you sudden opportunities related to this with Uranus. I, the sun. Do whatever you want. Now, there too. If you do it, they won't buy it. They won't buy it. No way, dear. Let's move on to the Leo signs for now. Leos, we are starting the week from the 4th house. We are starting from the 4th house. In a serious sense, turning points for Leos. Not a serious turning point. Turning points. The 4th house, we are starting from there. Safety in the house, in the Scorpion. Its transformation, its peak. Who is the ruling planet of Scorpio? Pluto. Where? In the 7th house. The event is in the other person, in the situation, or in the personality. You will move towards transformation with the influences you receive from it. Aquarius, in the sign, in the higher consciousness. So where is its ruling planet Saturn? In the 8th house. What does it say about itself? How much you give is important. There will be a difference between what you give of yourself and what you will receive from the other. Because when you give of yourself, Saturn will not be involved. But when you demand, Saturn will tell you to think of the least. Think of the least and act otherwise. Ooh, it will cause trouble if you give one and ask for two. It will cause trouble if you give one and ask for one who takes. It will cause trouble. Subscribe. Because I will transform you with this. Because Pluto is also in it, in the other person. That power is also in the other person. You are moving towards transforming your perspective on the other person. This means that with the talent bestowed upon you by the sun, your ruling planet, your ruling star, along with the one beside you. The high ego it gives, I am very valuable. Ego needs to move towards being broken. Because Pluto is also in Aquarius. In our unity, I am bringing you plenty of luck from the 11th house regarding this. If you couldn't transform, use this. Use this, take this, and transform. Use this, take this, and transform. But be careful. Didn't Uranus find its chance to transform in the 10th house? It creates a solid crisis. And it creates the crisis in a serious way. Because the sign ruled by Uranus currently has Pluto, it expels. Therefore, plan accordingly at the beginning of the week. What resonates more with me and what can I let go of? Because after that, the moon will move into Sagittarius and it will say, come on, give it now. Give what you've been thinking about, what resonates with you. Why? Because we will organize this accordingly with Capricorn. But the outcome will not be what you imagined, it will be what we deem suitable for you. Oh, Achtung. Leo, this week, because Mars is also in your 12th house, No matter how much you struggle, because Mars is in the 12th house, you won't be able to channel your energy as you wish. For this, you will try to bring out your managerial duties. But the key point is in the other person, not in you. Therefore, you will shape yourself accordingly. Dear Leo, next week. So, don't gradually shrink away. You might find yourself cornered. Because the sun is giving you the opportunity to create a brand new you. It depends on how you take advantage of this, dear Leo. You will find plenty of opportunities, because even you won't recognize yourself after that. And you will be grateful for transforming into the new you. You have no idea yet, because it hasn't happened yet. Can it happen now? Virgo signs. Virgo signs. This week, at the beginning of the week, carry 4 coins. Carry 4 coins. Don't sit during the summer. I won. Heads or tails? Again, it's for sale. Heads or tails? Oops. It landed upright. If it landed upright, I threw it. That's how I won. Heads or tails? Heads or tails? Tails. It came up tails, but I won. Because life is mine. What I say will happen. What I say will happen. So look at the beginning of the week. Venus and Saturn are in your 7th house. Seriously. Opportunities for saving. Opportunities to evaluate savings. Opportunities to communicate about this. And possibilities to bring your thoughts to life. Why? The moon is in Scorpio. In your 3rd house. That's where we start the week. Considering that both Venus and Mercury have come out of retrograde, but Venus still has its shadow side. You need to take that into account, my friend. It will be lamented from there. Because look, as I mentioned in our previous videos, how big the organization is. Watch the past videos. Pluto has entered the 6th house of Virgo. Well, Pluto has a very large gravitational pull and power. So, the organizations have grown accordingly. Because if you're growing a lot, you're taking a step. Pluto, however, is not dependent on the step you take, but on the gravitational field of Pluto. Why is Pluto 30 steps ahead? You will act accordingly then. The organization. You said you wouldn't design it according to your own step. Now we are entering a process where you can see it right in front of your eyes. Since Venus's Mercury retrogrades have ended and Jupiter is in your 10th house, and since Uranus, the 2nd ruling planet of the sign Pluto is in the 9th house. What is the topic of the 9th house? Globalization. We said it, brother, I know. Uranus is in the middle of it, and it will also move into Gemini. It will also get support from Gemini. The work in the 10th house will become very serious. Of course, it will be spotless. It needs to be spotless anyway. You will see this next week, and will need to take steps accordingly. When the moon moves from Scorpio to Sagittarius into your 4th house, you will see this as clear as day, as you know. Right in front of you, in front of the window, like wow. Boom, boom. Then, when the moon moves into Capricorn, it will be tangible. I will act accordingly with the data in hand. In my emotional life, I should raise my own standards accordingly. If they can keep up, I should organize my business life accordingly. Because this will lose its validity in the upcoming period. Because the situation will become global. Then, instead of 2, I should name it 20. If you name it, it's 7. Exactly. If you name it, it's 7. That's why every enthusiasm is limited to Capricorn. But take yourself as a basis and name it. Capricorn will say, are you sure? Are you sure? More than ever. In the name of the great shadows. More than ever. Is this it? Urku, brother. Now, ahead of us is the cast. It's beneficial to be careful. That's all. From me for now, friends. See you in the next videos. I'm Ozan Kurtbey. I'm telling you honestly. Thank you.